Same night as the previous video about long hair. This video will be about the Merkabah. I want to get this out because the thought came in my head last night and I want to get it down while it's still fresh in my awakening process. I'm keeping track of how I'm evolving over time. And I know that what I'm about to say will become even more evolved eventually. So I want to capture it at this point in its current form. The Merkabah. What is the Merkabah? Well, I've noticed that one thing about me. I keep saying that word well. I'll try to stop doing that. It is supposed to be your astral vehicle. And the best way you can try to attain it is in the meditation pose. And obviously, you're meditating. And what you're trying to visualize is this: a triangle pointing upwards, a pyramid pointing upwards with a pyramid pointing downwards. But they are merged where the four ends meet. The corners themselves of the bases of the pyramid still stick out. So within the two pyramids that are merged, one pointing up and one pointing down, there are four additional corners. On each base of the pyramids, which is like 8 mini pyramid heads, if you will. Which brings you to a total of 10. Why is this relevant? Well, the idea is, as the lady from the channel Flying Rainbow Lasagna says, you're trying to turn one pyramid one way on its I guess if you were to compare it to our current physical reality, it would be east to west or west to east for the top one, and the bottom one would be the inverse. And she says that this way you are creating this pyramid ends, and in a sense the main body is within, in a sense, protected, because these mini pyramids act as deflector shields. So the way they function cymatically based on the laws of the universe, they are frequencies designed to deflect other frequencies that are trying to bombard you. So by having this astral vehicle functioning properly, you're able to deflect a lot of the stuff that would normally hit you. Frequencies. And by frequencies, I mean thought forms of all types. Thought forms that come from other people, from your surroundings, nature, technology, AI, whatever. The Star of David has 5 corners. That is supposed to be the symbol for a man standing up with his hands stretched outwards, head straight. That same depiction is very important in alchemy. The Genome Project was based off of it. That sucks. Bear with me. This will be really good. It will blow your mind. Just remember, I'm a shaman. And a shaman combines fire with water. And wind, of course. Here's the problem. And it would help if you visualize Jesus on the cross. I'm not religious or nothing, but I do believe there's higher meanings in all the depictions of all ancient texts. The older the text, the more pure the message. But even those, as far back as the written word goes, there have always been falsifications of the universal truth, but the universal truth still remains in all of them. So when I say Jesus on the cross, I'm trying to make you visualize the nail in one hand, the nail in the other hand, and the nail in the feet. Well, why is this relevant? If you look at it just from a visual perspective, you see blood and holes in those body parts. But if you look at it from an etheric perspective, from the astral plane perspective, where frequencies are always hitting frequencies, I'm seeing that as the depth of those chakras. I'm starting to conclude that we are not supposed to be 7 chakras only. We should have at least 10 chakras. 10 chakras because there are 7 current known chakras, and there should be one in perhaps the wrist, both wrists, and perhaps one or both feet, ankles. I don't know about the knees. Heck, they might have them too. But let's just go by the Jesus figure. Where there's blood, there's depth of the chakra. So what does this mean? It means that the only chakra that is working properly is the crown chakra. It's the only one that didn't die. And it's a funny name, it's called the crown chakra, because if you recall, Jesus on the cross has a crown of thorns. Not again. I'm sorry. But I have to do this. It helps me focus. And I left my vaporizer at home. So then if only the head chakra is functioning properly, the crown chakra, but there's a crown of thorns all around it. It means it's not functioning properly. Not unless you get to the right consciousness level. Christ consciousness. You see, it's all etheric. Or as Mr. Santos Bonaccis would say, astrotheological. I love that man. He's one of the greatest mentors humanity will ever have. Anyone that speaks poorly about him, shame on you. Shame on you. We can never get to our level of current knowledge unless we had mentors such as him who analyzed the ancient texts the world has to offer and tried to pull out the universal truths. Did he get them all? No. Did anyone get them all? No. Will anyone get them all? Hopefully. Hopefully. But only the crown chakra is working properly. As I've established, the crown chakra is responsible for receiving universal will, which also implies the sun, the moon, the luminaries, the helicopters, the planes, the contents of the chemtrails, the 5G grid, street lights, which are mostly smart lights nowadays, the artificial intelligence known as the internet, because everything is interconnected. One action in one aspect is communicated in all aspects. AI is well advanced. AI knows each and every one of us better than we know ourselves. And it's all due to our crown chakra functioning so well. So in essence, we have become master receivers of all information, much of it unwanted, because our Merkabahs are not functioning properly. We know for sure the one that connects to the ground is overlooked all the time. All the time. That's our connection to Mother Nature. You can't overlook it. How did I realize this? First, by running like 3 hours at a time. And for more than for like 9 months, taking very long walks, which are like mini pilgrimages. I connect with Mother Nature. And the only reason I'm able to understand this is because I went through many phases of not understanding. We are all at different levels of awakening. So then, our astral vehicle, which is supposed to protect our atom, the 7 chakras functioning as one, overseen by your consciousness, which emanates through the heart chakra. So the question is, why the heck are we being taught the wrong model of the Merkabah with the pyramid, which is even on our dollar bills, with the eye in the sky representing the sun? How do we get them working properly again?